Alright, got the Matty Collector Voltron Black Lion and Keith in today, and yeah, the box is huge. I mean, Buzz here is about a foot tall, and so just on that side, I mean, it's probably like a 10-inch tall box. I mean, plus it's not like the biggest dimension. I can probably flip it over on the other side, and it's actually a little bit wider than it is tall. Looking at it from that angle, so pretty big. So let me bust it out, and we'll check it out. Just wanted to get a shot of the inside of the packaging there. It's got a nice nighttime shot of the castle lions next to the lake there. Pretty good piece of artwork. You can kind of see there's some yellow paint got rubbed in there, but it didn't really take any off the toy, so that's pretty good. That's a cool little background, so I'm glad they give us double of all the backgrounds. So if somebody wanted to shred their boxes or the inner portion of the box, they could have a nice little backdrop if they pose the lines separately, or if they were lucky enough to, or smart enough to get 2 subs, or lucky enough to get duplicate lions. And there he is, without the plastic in front of him. Got his blade there. This is the first line, I think, out of all of them that was actually packaged correctly. It wasn't, didn't appear to have been messed with or anything. I don't see any paint smears on the wings. I do see like a fleck on the leg, which just came off. So far, he looks good. So, not bad. It's got a little instruction sheet in here. Shows all the components. So, you know, these guys who say they, I was reading some of the comments and stuff, people have been chucking the packaging. It's like, why would you throw it away? Such cool packaging, and then all this crap comes in the tray underneath the line, and it shows you the contents right here on the instructions. So either you can't read English, or you're just illiterate, or I don't know, but it has like all these instructions for the line, which I didn't really look at the instructions that closely for the other ones, but pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get this guy off his little platform. Alright, we got Black Lion out of his shipping box, and this guy's pretty big. He's probably about the size of a medium house cat, small dog. It's pretty cool. I mean, it sucks that they sold out so quick. I was really hoping to get a second one just to have a Black Lion by itself. Because I know once I form Voltron, it's pretty much going to stay that way. So probably end up biting the bullet and spending $1 billion and grabbing one down the road. But he looks, it's pretty impressive. Just as a toy by itself. You know, it's a Black Lion, it's a lion robot. Looks like it's decently articulated. I don't know about any kind of spring action or any of that kind of stuff yet, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's freaking huge. Here's MP10 Optimus, and he's slightly shorter than the box itself. So, just to give you an idea, how big this guy actually is. Comes in the same, you know, super big window box that all the lines have come in. Nice little head-on shot there. Background, or the back of the packaging, it shows all the components of Voltron there. It shows the lion in action. It does, Keith can fit inside the Black Lion. And he does instantly transform into lion, which I'm doubting that. I'm sure it goes the other way. I don't know. I haven't played with it yet. Transform into Voltron's head, let alone his body. Black Lion is piloted by Keith, commander of the Voltron Force. Courageously pilots Black Lion, which forms Voltron's head and torso. Black Lion was hidden in a monument at the Castle of Lions until all the lions were found and Voltron was needed once more. So, yet again, let me go ahead and take a pause, and we'll crack this guy out of his box and check him out. Okay, here's all the parts you get with the Black Lion. You get the Black Lion itself, of course. You get his blade. You get a stand for the for the either sword, either the regular blazing sword or the Build-A-Figure type blazing sword, instructions of course, the big spinning blade shield, and then Keith with his extra head base, build a blazing sword part, and I think that's all that's in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, you gotta figure this is $65. Other things you could have gotten for $65, you could have got 3 Masters of the Universe Classics figures for $66. So, you know, that kind of puts it in perspective. It's not really that bad. You know, 3 Masters figures, or a big black lion, a ton of accessories, and a pilot figure with extra accessories. I mean, the quality is a little on at least on the other lions. This one seems like he's fairly solid. I don't have any paint issues. There was no weird packaging things going on where it was like, wasn't like improperly packaged or anything. The only thing I noticed so far, it looks like his tail is hollow, which seems kind of weird. It just seems like it's not a chunky solid piece of plastic. But he's cool. All the paint looks good. I got a couple of soft edges on there where the masking wasn't totally tight, or the spray pattern wasn't quite dense enough. But I mean, you know, it happens on everything. On all, you know, from the most expensive masterpiece Transformers to the, you know, your $10 vintage collection Star Wars figures. There's always some minor paint stuff. So nothing major going on. No big chunks missing out of it or anything. Looks like I do a little dot right there on his red, but I mean, you can't even see it. Looks like it's just a little bubble. But yeah, I mean, it's not even, you know, didn't get any kind of weird, you know, paint blemishes going on or anything like that. Just take a quick look at his accessories. Have his blade for his jaw there. You can hold that. Cool. Like I said, he's got the sword stand, which is just clear acrylic type stuff. You got the giant blazing sword, which has some pretty good detail on the handle. It's got the little post there that will snap into the paw. It does come in 2 parts. I'm not going to try to pull it out because I want it to stay sturdy. But this thing, it's not too bad. It looked like it was super floppy on some of the reviews that I saw, but it's not bad. It's about what you expect. I mean, it's pretty thick plastic. It's not like too thin. It doesn't like, you hold it by this end, it doesn't really flop. I think just this joint right here is a little bit floppy, and it kind of makes it seem like this whole thing's floppy, but really it's just this joint right there where it could have been a little bit more secure. Then you have the super safe squishy star shield there with a solid plastic handle, little nub there for it to snap onto the lion's jaws, and then this is actually a separate part also, and it's actually snapped in there really sturdy. I mean, it doesn't flop or move or anything. This is how the handle just snapped onto the blazing sword there. So, as far as the articulation goes on the line, he's got a nice little head rotation going on. He's got clicky shoulders. It's got another little clicky shoulder inside there. Elbow clickiness, and then some clicky paws down here. The hind quarters has got a nice little clicky thing going on, as well as a little bit of in and out motion going on. A twist, and I guess like an knee joint. Ratchety little paws there. It does have a waist joint. Then the tail, of course, is articulated. It's got 3 pieces. The wings are articulated. You know, they fold out and all that stuff for his Voltron transformation. Not too bad. I mean, I've got him standing on glass, so he's kind of sliding around a little bit. But not too bad. Just a size comparison real quick. He's a little bit bigger than the old school Matchbox Voltron. I mean, he's a lot thicker and a little bit taller. So he's a pretty massive little guy there. Um, put Buzz up there. He's bigger than Buzz Lightyear.
I am Buzz Lightyear,
Right.
Space Ranger.
Yep. And you're dwarfed by just a black lion, so.
Are you ready for adventure in uncharted space?
Yes, I am. Yep, so there he is. Pretty cool. So let me bust Keith out and we'll check out Keith. Right, now we got Keith out of the packaging and everything. See everything he came with. It's got, Keith, his extra head, the key stand, a collect and connect blazing sword piece with the instructions on how to assemble that. Half of the stand, so you get, with all the lines, you'll end up with 2 of these acrylic stands. The other parts came with Allura. Take a look at his box real quick. Cool little window box, nice little background there. Nice bit of artwork on Keith, and the actual toy totally reflects exactly that. Same colors, same detail, same little white spots on the shoulders. Yeah, I mean, there's defending that the shoulder spots were part of the character key, but then they don't paint the white ones that are on the helmet. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know. I'm not even gonna think about it anymore. Nice little picture on the back there, Keith, with his alternate head, well, with his helmeted head on. Shows all the pieces for the collect and connect blazing sword. Shows that the lion key is also a stand, and that Keith fits inside the black lion, and it has like the same. Well, I think it's the same. Forms Voltron Paul, a handsome and quietly confident commander of the Voltron force. Keith, a well-read strategist. Keith courageously leads the team in battle. So, pretty cool. I like how they gave everybody a box. The only thing, out of the whole series I would have liked to have seen differently, as far as the figures, is Sven packed in the same type box. I mean, it's cool that they went retro with it, but they could have given him a smaller card, like a little clamshell card, or I don't know, something different where you could actually take him out without having to cut him off of his card, which it's kind of frustrating because, yeah. Anyway, so that's enough of his packaging. Then of course he has his super mullet Keith head right there. Let's see if we can get some focus going on here. I know the whole background's monopolizing on it, but let me see here. There we go. We'll just give that right there. Yeah, so it's good. I don't have any weird paint issues going on with this. It's about what you expect from a 3 3/4 inch figure. It does have like the little ball jointy head thing going on, but it's not like, it doesn't really give you that range of motion. It just has the little stud on there that looks ball jointy. Kind of gives you a little bit of give, which is good, especially with his hair. Nice little tampo of the key insignia there on his chest. Does have a nice ball jointy shoulder, a swivel, and sort of like a pseudo type ball joint for the elbow. No wrist articulation. Arms is the same way on the other side. He does have a waist swivel. He does have a like an in and out thigh movement there, and then up and back. And then he does have a like a little bit of a limited motion on his knee. It only goes like a few degrees back. Probably get about as much forward as you do back out of these, which is kind of weird. And it's got a swivel on it. So, he's okay. The figures are okay. I mean, originally these things are going to get packaged individually for $15 a piece, but you've gotten the figure, alternate head, the key stand, the collect and connect blazing sword piece, and $15. You know, that's not too far off from what you end up paying for on the for other lines, you know, for the Star Wars line and for the yeah, so not too bad. So let's go ahead and get playing with the line here a little bit. We'll get Keith inside there and check it out. Let's see. He's got a key port right here underneath his wings there. don't know if I got the camera far back enough or the toy far back enough, but yeah, you can see his key port. I'm supposed to be able to stick the key in there and pop it open and everything, which it doesn't want to pop open on mine. Oh yeah, but I'll play with that and I'll get Keith in there in a minute. But there's Keith and his lion. Cool. Oh cool, the black lion also doubles as a battle base. That's awesome. Just like in Transformers line, you always had the centerpiece of the combiners was a had like a battle mode or battle fort mode. Yeah, so I finally got it open and everything. Got Pilot Keith there. This is actually the first line that I didn't have that actually worked the way it's supposed to as far as the key. You just got to plug it in, and then the thing actually works, because this is a nice chunky thing there. But yep, take Keith and squeeze him into the lion. It does have the same kind of decals as the other ones had, pre-applied in there. Nice little seat. You can kind of see the control panel in there, which I would like to see the entire interior done in 3D. You know, like semi-sculpted. Like, it doesn't have to be like super heavy, but you know, it'd be nice to have it actually just fleshed out. I mean, the seat looks good. I don't know why they couldn't just gone ahead and gone all the way. I don't think it would have cost that much more, but I could be wrong. I'm definitely not the there we go. And he's not coming out. Actually nice and secure. I wish they were all that way. So alright. So only one thing left to do now. Let me gather the forces now that we've gone over the line and Keith and all the accessories, and we'll get the whole team together. Alright, got the whole lion force assembled. Got Lance and the red lion, got Alora's blue lion, Keith's black lion, Hunk's yellow lion, and Pidge and the green lion. All ready there with their blazing sword pieces ready to assemble. So, we'll go ahead and check that out first real quick. Each of the lions, actually each of the pilots, came with their own piece. Lance came with the lower portion of the handle. That also Hunk came with a guard, and those two go together like so. And then Pidge was next. No. Then Laura's blue had the cross portion. Then comes Pidge's main part of the sword. It's the main length of it, I guess. And finally Keith's. So that's it. This thing is freaking enormous. That's crazy. Thing stands. I don't have to measure it, but that is just crazy. And then of course, next to the regular sword, you can definitely tell the molding differences. The thickness of the sword itself. The handles are basically the same. Well, the handle's actually way thicker on this one. I was kind of surprised there. Yeah, they're actually, the whole thing is a whole new sculpt. Probably the only part that they share looks like it's the guard portion, but then there's relatively the same size, but then you have like all the flame effects on there, and it actually makes it a little bit taller too. So that's pretty cool. Okay, the lines are pretty easy to put into limb form. When it comes to the arms, just have to fold up their arms like so. It's a shame they don't go all the way up, but that's how they were designed. Rear legs, like so. And of course the cockpit comes open. And then of course the requisite other leg comes down. Yeah, that's how it is with this guy. Alright, just like so. Like that. Same thing for the red line. And you can't set it down, you gotta lay it down on the side. Oh, and the tails actually, because green was already tucked in, the tails on both of them, you just have to flip open a panel, and then the tails just fold up inside there. And it's spring loaded, so when you hit the reset button, it actually, that's the worst part of this whole set. Alright. That's to get them ready. For the legs, same kind of thing. You just got to fold up the legs. Now the tails on these, not spring loaded, they just collapse into the lion's back. Like so. Like so. Like so. And then with these lions, you got to flip out when you get ready to do the feet. There's other stuff you got to do, but we'll do the initial transformation, then we'll go back. Same thing with the yellow. And the tail folds up like so. Now then the black lion, it's a little more involved, I might say. So pretty much you have the shoulder parts right here. They get turned to where the red is forward. And if you will fold the paws up part of the way, just to get it around, like so, to where it lines up, it locks in place. And then when you fold these, you got to put the claw inside. And actually the claw, but the claw gets actually folded up and reveals this nub. The nub goes inside and you bring this down like so. If you don't bring that down, you can't get the wings out correctly. Same thing with the other side. Just kind of partially fold that up and just to get it to clear. It locks in place. You get your nub going on there, then you fold it down. And then for the legs, you just have to put the feet down, and they go all the way around, and it clicks these out, and then those go all the way down, like so. The tail kind of sucks, it just shows you to fold it up. I mean, I'm going to stick it up way up on his back like that, but we'll do the wings first. They just unfold, and then go over to the side, and there's little notches that are made for the wings to sit in, so that way you know where they go. I think the directions have the tail like that, but I just want to stick it all up on his back, that way it's not hanging down and stuff. And then the best part of all is when it comes time to form the head, you just got to press the center, and out pops Voltron's head and the ears drop down. Perfect. Alright, so once you get in that configuration, we'll go ahead and pop the head back just to redo that. The feet, to finish their transformation, head goes up, the little back support comes down, and then actually you need to kick these feet out like so, to where they're in line with this, otherwise it just doesn't stand right. Same thing with the yellow lion. Kick the feet back. And for the arms, you just got to flip the post out, like so. And if you handle the red and green lines, by holding on to these legs, not letting them move, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's still a horrendous pain in the butt to deal with these things, because you breathe on them and they want to come undone. Just like that, and that, and that. But it's not near as bad as I thought. The worst part about this one is Pidge's cockpit comes up open and he gets ejected. And there goes the leg again. Alright, so we got the feet and legs. Oh, got the body. That's snapped in. You got the red line. Let's see if I can angle this up here. Not quite, not quite. There we go. And there goes that. And green. And then lastly, of course, again. Ta-da! Or actually, let me do that again. This thing's so hard to film. It's so huge. Ha, there we go. The only problem with this is that the face should have come down a little bit more. Like the sculpt is in there, everything's there. Just the neck should have been up just a little bit, or they should have put a little recessed part in here a little bit, or something should have been tweaked just a little bit, just to get that little bit extra, probably just a little bit more than what it's folding down right now, even when I push it. And that would have been perfect. But yeah, otherwise it's a good sculpt. It's not bad. He's got a good bit of articulation too, considering. Let's see if I can get him on the other end of the table here. If you can see this, let's see. He's got a swivel bicep, and there goes Pidge's cockpit. It does swing out and in. It does have the elbow joint, and the heads do swivel. He still has a nice ratchety waist joint. Of course, the head swivels, and it can look up a little bit, but you're going to close the head doing so. So it's kind of like a non point of articulation. Take this right out of the way. As far as the legs go, they'll kick all the way out to the side, and they'll kick all the way forward, and all the way back, like so. Unfortunately, the knees only go that far forward, but then they go that far the other direction. I don't get it. It bends more that way than it is this way. It doesn't make any sense. It does have a swivel. Not the waist swivel. Swivel right there. And that's basically it. He does have kind of a weird kind of a stance like that. But if you get it to where everything's like all lined up nice and straight, yeah, he really like looks funny. You can, if you have his paws down like that, it actually kind of really puts him off balance and really has him leaning forward. So, but yeah, all in all, I mean, as a set, the only complaints that I actually have are on the basically on the green line, because this thing just comes undone like nobody's business. I don't know what it is about my mold on this, but it's way worse than the red line is. As a action figure, he really needed the bicep swivel right there. That would have been awesome for his posability. I mean, you can still get some cool poses, but that really kills it. That and the fact these legs, actually the whole arm is kind of just jacked up. Like if they would reissue these two as a set, I'd buy a corrected reissued pair. No problem. I'd spend $60-75 to get corrected arms, or turn these in and get a redone arm. But I seriously doubt they're going to do that, because the transformation just looks wrong. These legs are way too springy, and then the cockpit comes open way too easily. But yeah, all in all, not too bad. I mean, considering, but definitely the last action figure that I spent that much on was a little bit shorter. I mean, I spent what, $600 on this guy, and this one was $300. So if you're just a size person, you know, go for the Voltron, right? But you know, the Devastator, not Devastator, was still pretty cool. And you got to bust it out into 6 payments. So anyway, yeah, I mean, he's not horrible. I mean, that is like the one thing, though, is the red and green lion just not wanting to keep their legs where they need to be. That part does kind of suck a little bit. I mean, but all in all, was it worth it? Yeah. Was all the complaints that we made as on the individual lions what we thought they were going to be when it came to the actual large Voltron? Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, considering, I mean, check that out. That's not bad, you know? But the bicep swivels and the corrected limbs on the arm lines would have made this guy a 10 out of 10 easy, even for the cost. Even for the other minor production stuff, the perceived quality of the plastic, the occasional blemishes in the paint. Still, a great figure, but the arms really bumped this guy down to, I'm probably going to say a 7 out of 10. Because like, if he was a 10 out of 10 figure, I'll probably let my kids play with it with supervision. But because they're probably going to end up breaking the doors off the lions and probably using the feet in some manner to scratch up the yellow paint around the shoulder there, I probably won't let them mess with it very much. But you know, those two problems, well, if the problem on the two lines had been fixed, he'd have been an awesome 10 out of 10. But I'm only going to go with 7, mainly just because of those two. So Mattel, close, but not quite, you know, not quite awesome, but still not too bad. So hopefully we get I hope, Scott, we get somehow somebody sees to get us a replacement set of lions, or an aftermarket kit would be great. Yeah, there you go. Finally, after all these months, Voltron, Defender of the Universe.